There we go, and welcome. Let's put on some tunes here really quick. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Hopefully you're having a great evening. Hey, Bear, how's it going? Hopefully you spent it with your significant other or pet or stuffed animal. Hope you had a great dinner. And we're about to do some frickin' Forza. So sit back, relax. We'll be getting started with some driver interviews very shortly. Just getting things sort of set up on my end. You can see we are on race number 4 today. So this is the standings up to race number 3. You can see the current pole position grid order. We have Black Death, Centurio, Butts, Vindadu, Pono, Fat Attack, Delray, Lad, Vindaxian, GCav, Bamuzil, Noble, John Gotcha, The Out Cold, Euphoria. In that order, we see the current race leaders are tied. I think we have a tie for first right now between GCav and Centurio Butts. And interesting, last week Centurio Butts had his first drive with the racing wheel, so he dropped in the polls since race number 2. So we're going to see if he's improved this week or not. Over30Clan USA number 1 in the Forza racing community right now. It's fantastic. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll be getting started very shortly, so just enjoy the tunes, grab yourself a cold one, and we'll get started momentarily. This is race number 4 of season number 6. We are running Brands Hatch today. Interesting track. Let's see, we got some Mirror Bear in the chat. Over30Clan in the chat. All right, so let's go race track side right now and see what the drivers are up to. Actually, whoop, there we are. So we'll just see. We're currently in a pre-race warm-up right now, so the drivers are just kind of getting used to their tunes and getting into their vehicles, getting kind of last-minute practice on the track before we begin. So we'll just pull some drivers in and have a little chat with some of the drivers here. So just hold on 1 second while I grab some people. Hey, Centurio Butts, I dragged you in. How's it going, man?
It's going good. How are you?
Good. So you're racing with the wheel tonight. So
Yes.
what do you think? You mentioned there was a problem with the last week. You obviously dropped pretty heavily. We assumed it was getting used to the wheel and stuff. But you mentioned it might have been a problem with your car.
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious. Part of it was just getting used to the wheel, but the car, even though I've gotten a lot better, I did try that car again, and I just could not keep it pointed straight. So I'm assuming it's something to do with the tune or just the car itself.
Very good. And what are you racing tonight?
I'm racing a '69 Chevy Nova.
Question we always have: you do anything special with the tune, or?
Nothing special really, but it is a really stable car.
That's good. You're having problems with the traction before, right? With that Ferrari.
Yeah. I'm able to get really consistent lap times, which is gonna help, especially staying up there with Black Death. So, gonna be one interesting race.
All the boomers go to bed around 9 or 10, so we're getting called boomers. Do you want to respond to that by Pickles 10223?
So boomers, as in baby boomers?
Yeah, but he says boomers go to bed at 9 to 10 o'clock, so he's kind of surprised we're still up.
Well, technically, I would be considered a millennial.
I also technically am in that weird millennial 84-ish range.
That's a bunch of horse shit too. So
Yeah,
My
whatever.
dad is a baby boomer, and he's like up until 2 o'clock in the morning. So
There you go. I think we're in that weird generation where it's like not quite. We don't really relate to the millennials too much. We're not really boomers. We're kind of in this weird mix where, yeah, it's just weird. But very cool. And what do you think of the track tonight?
Brands Hatch is always an interesting one. Fairly technical. There's quite a few corners that if you don't get it just right, you're gonna lose a couple tenths. And for each corner that slight that, it really adds up for lap time. So
Well, last week you did drop a little bit, getting used to the wheel, probably not selecting the best car for, new wheel. So, but you didn't drop too bad in the standings. You're still tied for first, which is fantastic with 21 points. Still a lot of racing to go left in the series. So, definitely an opportunity for you to make it up and have yourself a good race tonight. Try to stay on the track. Good luck with the new wheel. And we'll catch you later.
thank you, and thanks for broadcasting for us. It's
No
always
worries,
a
man.
pleasure.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right, with me we have Black Death, the owner of the Over30Clan. How's it going, Black?
Hey, how are you, Oprah? Doing well.
Good. I want to ask you a question. Do you consider yourself a boomer?
No, that phrase is overused by clueless millennials.
Well, we got one of them viewing our stream today, so that boomers typically go to bed between 9 and 10 o'clock, and I guess he thinks we're...
refers to the baby boom era. You're talking about people born in the 60s.
Our parents, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We are Gen X.
You're Gen X. I'm technically a millennial. Like, bam, it's kind of scary. I know, right? Like, I don't think I relate too much to that generation either, but it is what I'm a lost soul. That's what it is. So what do you think of the race tonight with Brands Hatch? You like this track?
Yes, I put in probably 200 laps of practice this week, so if things go bad, I'll really be pissed this week.
Yeah. So last race you were involved in like almost a 4-car collision. It was 3-car pileup. You got the worst of it. You're limping to the pit stops. It was a pretty hilarious situation, but you definitely got the shitty end of it.
Failure for sure.
Yeah, so you came in almost dead last, but you managed to recover a position. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of that tonight. Well, I kind of hope we do. I like that. It's fun. It's exciting for the viewers.
We got lucky you caught it too. You caught it right on the screen.
Yeah, I think we actually have a clip of that in the Forza community. I think you can see that on the clip section. The 4-car pileup. But what are you racing?
Indeed.
What are you racing tonight?
Tonight we're going with the '73 Pontiac Trans Am.
Very nice. Anything special on the tune, or are you just using kind of a preloaded one?
I had a tune that I've been working on all week, and I was happy with it. And Vindaxian has been helping people with their tunes, and he insisted that I try his tune. And today is the first day that I loaded that tune up, and I turned a personal best by almost a second. So, just when you think you're good at tuning, just always keep in mind there's someone better.
Yeah, fair enough. So you're going to be running Vindaxian's tune tonight, which is interesting. It's funny that we share. Vindaxian's so open to sharing tunes. He's kind of like, I think, the tune master of the Over30Clan. I think a lot of people rely on his tunes.
To bridge a gap in skill for the players. So he's been a big help.
Very cool. And what was I going to ask you? I was going to ask you something else. Why can't I remember what I was going to ask you? And you're currently you're in the middle of the pack right now. I think you're in like 5th or 6th place.
Yeah, for points of the series, I think I'm around 5th or so. But because I got screwed last week and we're running reverse pole, I'll be up ahead in the grid. So
you're currently tied for 3rd. Currently tied for 3rd with 17 points, right? So possible 3rd or 4th. Up in the grid, so you got a good start today. Centurio Butts is right behind you. He also had a kind of a crappy showing because he was driving with the wheel and not the right car and stuff, so we'll see what he does tonight.
Yeah, well, I got all good competitors in practice this week, and tonight everyone is running very close, so it's really probably going to be who screws up less.
Very good. And what are you drinking tonight?
Just water. I'm keeping it clean, and
There you go. Don't drink
in
and drive.
terms of either celebration at the end or bitter defeat.
Awesome. Anything else you want to say before I let you go?
Nope, I'm all set. Just again, I appreciate you doing a good job hosting.
Yeah, no worries. Have a good one. I'll chat
All right,
with you later. Hey, Vindaxian, how's it going, man?
Good. How's it going, Prey?
Doing well. The tune master of the Over30Clan, I heard Black Death was working on his tune for a number of hours, and you suggested he try out yours, and he immediately turns a personal best around the track. So I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, he put like a serious amount. He put actually a lot of practice into this track, so it'll be interesting to see.
Quite a few drivers have a number of laps under their belt this week, so there's going to be 5 or 6 guys if they're able to get close together. The racing gods are with us. We should have a pretty good race.
Nice. Would you consider yourself a boomer?
A boomer? Not quite. No.
Okay,
just a little bit short of that.
we had a boomer question in the chat today. Most boomers go to bed between 9 or 10, so just wanted to see how many of us relate to being boomers, but we're being grouped into that group. So, what are you driving tonight?
I have an '87 Trans Am, and I used to own an '89 years ago, so kind of going retro with the vehicle. Oh no, someone just wrecked me in practice. But anyways, yeah, '87 Trans Am, going retro with what I owned some years ago.
Nice. What sort of lap times are you getting on the track tonight?
137s, occasionally 138s are more the average, and that's pretty well in line with some of the other faster guys. So
yeah, see, like currently in practice right now, Centurio Butts is turning out a 137. He's obviously running the wheel for the second race now. He mentioned that last week his poor showing was more to do with the car, not necessarily the wheel, and he feels more confident this week, so that'll be interesting to see. He's currently in second in the grid position, so he definitely has an opportunity to capitalize tonight.
I have kind of a funny story with the wheel. I was going to run wheel tonight as well, and I was awoken from a nap earlier today, dripping water, and the HVAC vent in my house had condensation from extreme temperatures last night. It was dripping on my wheel on my desk.
Oh, no.
So I have it drying out right now. Hopefully it'll work next week, but yeah, I'll be on controller this week, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is what it is. You're just going to let it dry out and hopefully put it in a bag of rice and hopefully it salvages itself.
Correct.
That sucks. Yeah, that's terrible. But at least it missed your PC.
Right.
I'm assuming your PC costs more than your wheel.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, very good. What do you think of the track?
This is quite technically challenging track. Lap times are not much slower than last week Alps, but it's deceptive. There's lots of tricky, sharp turns, and you're going to see, I'm predicting a lot of penalties this week. I think people are going to get lots of out-of-track, penalties from hitting the aprons. That may actually win or lose the race. I'm going to try to stay clean, but...
Yeah, with the regulations turned on too, any sort of corner cutting and collisions and stuff are major penalties now. I think Black got like a minute and a half penalty last week for that collision that he didn't even start, but the game thought he deserved the penalty. It is what it is.
Yeah, I hope Black does better this week. He definitely took the brunt of an accident last week, so I got my fingers crossed for him.
Well, he said he put about 200 laps of practice in, and he spent like 20 hours on his tune, right? And so either he's going to do well tonight or he's going to throw his computer out the window, one of the two. So we'll see.
Fair assessment.
Well, very cool, man. So good luck tonight. We will chat with you later. Yeah, hopefully it's a clean race for you.
Thank you.
I'll toss you back with the drivers.
Yep.
Yeah, for the record, Trey, I prefer nerd. I think that's more of a fitting title. Frickin' boomer. Let's grab another driver here. Who do we want to hear from? I think GCav is currently in tied for first as well. Let's go talk to him. Okay, so we have GCav here. He's currently tied for first place with Centurio Butts. How's it going, GKF?
Hey, how's it going, Oprah?
It's going well. What are you driving tonight?
I am driving a 1965 Ford Mustang.
Oh, very nice. And do you have any special tune going on with that tonight, or?
Me and Vindaxian worked on the numbers and came up with a pretty good tune for it.
Yeah, Black was mentioning that he worked on a tune for like all week, and then Vindaxian said, "Here, try my tune," and he immediately got a best lap. So he's running the Vindaxian tune tonight. Vindaxian seems to be the tune doctor for the Over30Clan.
Yes, like it won't show up that this is Vindaxian's tune, but he pretty much gave me all the numbers and everything. So I mean, it'll show up as my tune, but he had a major hand in it.
Very cool. So you're currently tied for first with Centurio. He obviously has a much better pole position because of his poor showing with the car and wheel last week. But now you have an opportunity to capitalize. Do you think he might be able to pull ahead into first place for the season this race? How confident are you with the track?
I'm fairly confident with the track. I'm not sure how we'll make it through traffic. I think he'll have a pretty good advantage this race, and I wouldn't be surprised if he took the point lead tonight. But you never know. Reaper is racing tonight.
Very good. No, it's not a White Claw, unfortunately. Someone's asking me in the chat what I'm drinking tonight. It's a neutral vodka soda drink because I forgot to go get beer. So it's alcoholic, but it's girly. It's one of my wife's. I went and stole one of her drinks. Are you drinking anything tonight, or you're not drinking and driving today?
I not drinking. Not drinking yet.
Smart move, excellent. And what do you think of the track?
I like it. It's a good momentum track. It's fairly technical, and there's a lot of room to make mistakes. There could be quite a few penalties tonight, and when people start pitting, I'd keep an eye on that because it's a fairly hard pit to get into tonight.
Yeah, it does seem like a pretty sharp entry to the pits, which always kind of interesting. We actually had a pit collision the other day. I didn't even think it was possible, but two cars collided in the pits and they kind of rubbed up against one another, and I think actually slowed both cars down.
Yeah,
but
that was me. That
yeah,
was me.
yeah.
Black,
You were in, and Black was
pit.
pitting ahead of you, right? And
I was leaving the pit, and he was coming in, and he hit my car, and it slowed me down a little bit coming out of the pit, but nothing major.
Nothing too major. All right, cool, man. Well, good luck tonight with the race. I think Black's going to probably be starting the main event very shortly.
All right.
Good luck tonight. Hopefully, you pull ahead from Centurio Butts and give us a bit of a drama this season.
Well, I'll give it my best.
All right, dude. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, with me we got U4. How's it going, U4?
Pretty good, buddy.
You ready for tonight?
Oh, yeah.
You had a little bit of an upset last race, right? Kind of crashed your car pretty bad. So do you plan on staying on the track this time, or?
Yeah, I plan on staying on the track. I was a little hammered last week. So.
Are you drinking anything tonight, or are you staying clean?
Yeah, but I'm staying somewhat sober.
Okay, what are you sipping on?
Sailor Jerry's and Coke.
Very nice.
Rum and Coke.
What are you driving tonight?
That I'm not sure. It's a Lancia. Looks like a
Lancia?
rally car.
Very cool. Did you get much practice runs in, or is this your?
Yeah, I've had about 3 hours of practice. I can't do better than 142 though.
Hey, I mean, Bam's the second best lap time right now is 143. So, in the pre-race, so that's not a terrible showing, to be honest.
So I'll
and
take second
what do you think? What do you think of the track?
Oh man, I love the track. Yeah, there's very few tracks I just don't love. I mean, it's just It's got nice flowing curves to it, high speed corners. You know, I love that. I love it. So
Very good. Anything else you want to say before I throw you back? I think Black's starting to load up the final race.
nope, I'm good to go.
Very good, man.
Thanks,
Well, good
man.
luck tonight,
Thank you.
and we'll chat with you later.
Alrighty.
All right, so we're just going to get situated here. So hold on for a second while we get the race sort of set up. I will throw on some tunes. So we're just going to set up the race now. We are doing a reverse poll. So actually, that's a good point. We can go over some of the rules tonight. So yeah, welcome to the Over30Clan race, season number 6, race number 4 here on Brands Hatch. I'm your host, Opre. I'm going to take you through the festivities today. Happy Valentine's Day to you, your loved one, your pet animal, your stuffed animal, whoever the heck you celebrated Valentine's Day with, and we're glad that you're able to pull yourself away from that loving relationship to join us for the Forza race this Friday. We're doing a reverse poll. So let me just throw up the standings here. So just to show you who's in what. So we have Black Death in first position, Centurio Butts second, Vendadu third, Pono fourth, Fat Attack fifth, Delray sixth, Lad seventh, Vendaxian eighth, GCav ninth, Bemusel 10th, Noble 11th, John Gotcha 12th, Cold 13th, and Euphoria 14th. I do believe we have a few no-shows today. Not the end of the world. So the way we work here at the Over30Clan is that we take the 2 worst showings of every driver and we eliminate them at the end of the season so they don't count towards the points total. This allows us to eliminate things like people not being able to show up because they're spending their Valentine's Day with a loved one or what have you, or they couldn't make it. We are running B-Series class, so 600 points or lower. We do have simulation turned on, so that's collision, gas, and tire damage. We do require the drivers to pit at least once throughout the entire race. They must do at least one pit stop. It's actually kind of a requirement when you have fuel turned on because not many cars can actually make it around the track. We do run 21 laps with 1 pace lap as well, and as I mentioned before, we are doing a reverse pole position for the start of the race this evening. So we will be getting started very shortly. I'm Opre, your host. I do not drive. I'll actually be spectating all the drivers in the festivities today, so we will be switching to different views and showing you guys a good view of what's going on in the race tonight. If you want to check out the Over30Clan, you can find us at over30clan.com. We are a gaming community dedicated to the older generation of gamers, the baby boomers, you can think of it that way. Children of the baby boomers. We are the pre-internet humans, the ones who fed coins into gaming machines before the internet existed. So if you're older and you want to join a gaming community with people who have the same responsibilities, wife, kids, jobs that you might, you can check us out at over30clan.com. We also write a blog. We also do have a community blog. You check it out at blog.over30clan.com. It's full of gaming reviews and hardware reviews, and all the authors are members of the Over30Clan. And if you like what you see, we are running every Friday, 11 o'clock Eastern. We have a pre-show starting at 10:30 where we talk to some of the drivers about their cars and what sort of tunes they're doing and any sort of, a little interesting information maybe that happened last race and just kind of get things situated and get set up. The race does promptly start around 11 o'clock, so we're about 4 minutes away. We're just getting everything set up now. If you like what you see, feel free to follow. Any Prime subscriptions or any subscriptions for the Over30Clan go directly to support the clan, the community, gaming servers, web hosting, things like that, so the community can continue to run. So if you have a Prime subscription and you'd like to donate it to a gaming community that's going to do good things with it, feel free. All right. Looks like we're just about to get started here. So Trey, just to answer your question, I did have a lovely Valentine's Day dinner with my wife and my and my kid, and she's pooped out, and she gets to bed quite early, so I have plenty of time to spend in my office spectating the race tonight, which is pretty fun. So let's go ahead and move to the main camera here. Let's get ready for the race. So as I mentioned before, it is a 21-lap race. We do 20 main laps and then 1 pace lap at the beginning. Pace lap is always fun. We can never seem to get it quite right, but it is something that we continue to improve upon. We did do false starts last season. They're a bit of a pain in the butt. You got to start the race and then essentially restart the race to get Forza to load correctly. So we find the pace lap, it helps us work through a lot of the glitches and loading times and things like that before the race actually begins. So thank you, Mars Cats, for your Twitch Prime subscription. Appreciate that. Thank you for the follow. Full Venick and Kononaut internship. One Monsieur Cinnamaniquin. What a strange names tonight. Heffa Match Meathead. Shisha Pointissus. Alarming Lass. Thank you for the follows. Appreciate it. I butchered like 50% of those names. So we should be getting started very shortly. And it appears we do have 11 drivers tonight, so it should be pretty interesting. Here we go. Let's do it. And we're off. Welcome to race number 4 here at the Over30Clan on Brands Hatch. Should be an exciting race today. We have, I believe, it's 11 drivers tonight. So let me go ahead and set up the cameras here. Let me get the loop data on, get the map off, get the car info on for now. And excellent. All right, let's back up here. So we have Black in front. He's going to be setting our pace lap today. We're going to back up a little bit so we can get a bit of a view. Let's turn the car info off as well. And the map data off for now. There we go. Nice, get a nice view of the race here. So we are just going through the pace lap. It is a 20-lap race. As I mentioned before, the only assists that we allow are braking assists. Is to allow newer drivers who are joining us for they may be their first season to have a bit of a competitive, equalization per se. We do have a simulation turned on, so that's tire simulation, fuel simulation, damage. We do have regulations turned on as well, so cutting the track or getting into collisions will cost drivers time as well. We do require all the drivers to pit at least once throughout the race, which is pretty much a requirement when you have simulated fuel on. But we do require that one single pit stop. They can choose to do it whenever they wish throughout the race. And Centurio Butts and Black Death will be leading us tonight. Let's back up to the a little bit further back in the grid here. Got Fat Attacks, Delray in 5th and 6th. Pace lap is actually going quite excellent tonight. For the most part. Oh, a little bit of paint scratching. Nothing too serious yet. Let's move up to Fat Attack here. As they cross the pits and come around the final turn. And we're off here. Race number 4, Brands Hatch at the Over30Clan. Season number 6, Forza Winter Series. We have a Centurial Butts looking like he's making a move on Black Death, trying to take him on the inside. A little bit of paint scratching there. Nothing too bad. No one lost any position. Coming up to the first turn, Black Death looks like he's being able to accelerate on the inside, and looks to be able to pull ahead quite considerably there. Got a little bit of pile up. The turns are quite sharp. This is a fairly technical track. His opponent almost loses control there. Spins his rear tires a little bit. Black Death is starting to pull ahead a little bit. Centurial Butts is piling up with Vendadio and Pono. Let's pull up just a little bit. See the fight between Centurial Butts and Black Death. We're going to pull up to Vendadio here. Get a better view of our race leaders. So Black Death is fairly considerably out in front. Centurial Butts is about 4 car lengths behind. I think he's looking to make an aggressive move on Black here early. Let's go take a look at Centurial Butts' view here. As he looks to make an attack on the current first place driver, Black Death. Hitting the grass a little bit, losing a bit of momentum there. But looking like he's being very aggressive right out of the gate. We do have... Oh. That is unfortunate. Centurial Butts losing a little bit of control there. Dropping back 5 positions. Going a little left to right, unable to maintain control. Again, he is running the wheel for the second race of the season, so it is a new change for him over the controller. This is something I'm sure he's still getting used to. Black Death appearing to pull considerably ahead now. And we're only on lap number 3. Let's take a look at 6th place here, Vendaxian. So drivers are starting to spread out just a little bit. Let's take a look at Vendadio, see if he's making some progress on Black. So he has seemed to have caught up to Black a little bit, about 8 or 9 car lengths behind. Doesn't seem to be attacking too hard yet, so we'll drop back to GKev, see what the back of the pack looks like. So they are bunched up much more closely here from 2nd to 6th place. Vendaxian right on the tail of Pono there, as you can see up in front. Pono seeming to be blocking Vendaxian with his car. There's not a whole lot of spots that are available for passing on this track. It is a very, very narrow track in most of the turns. So Vendaxian looking to take Pono on the inside, unable to do so, but slams the wheel to the right and manages to take him on the outside and just speeds past him here on the small straightaway before, I think it's turn number 8. As they finish up their lap here. Centurial Butts almost making an unwanted pit stop over that the paint rub there. Manages to stay on the track. Let's take a look at Pono here. She's looking to possibly make a move on Vendaxian. We are lap number 4, so still a lot of racing to go on tonight. Plenty of time. From the looks of it, Black Death is continuing to advance his lead, so he has a fairly comfortable lead here in lap number 4. He did say that he was putting a considerable amount of practice in. He had something like 200 laps of practice before tonight's race. He had an unfortunate accident last race where he was in a 4-car pileup. I actually have a clip of that. You can check out the clip above on our channel if you want to see that 3-car, almost 4-car pileup last week. Black definitely got the worst of it, so he's rewarded this week with the fortunate pole position. He's definitely taken advantage. Oh, a little bit of paint rub on Pono. GKev managing to bump Pono and then take advantage and claim fourth, and Centurio Butts following closely in 5th place. That's unfortunate. GCAV getting a taste of his own medicine, getting rubbed out and hitting the grass, losing a ton of momentum. Let's take a look at Noble here, currently in 11th place. Doing a little drifting here. Very aggressive on the turns, trying to make up some time. We got Euphoria. Let's take a look at the map and where people sit. So, Euphoria having a bit of trouble staying on the track. I'll check back with him in shortly. Delray, 9th place. You can see there, he's just finishing up lap number 4, going into his 5th lap. So you see the drivers are spread out quite considerably. We still have, obviously Black Death way out in front in 1st place. 2nd and 3rd seems to be a pretty good fight. 4th, 5th, and 6th are pretty close within striking distance. And then we have the 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 8th in the back here. So we'll keep an eye on them for sure. Let's go take a look at Vindaxon, because it looks like he's trying to make a move on Vindadu. He's currently in 2nd place. Well, Vindadu cutting the track a little bit there. Daxian definitely still is being very aggressive, maybe able to take Vindadu here on the inside of one of these turns. Vindadu appears to be going on the outside. Oh, going on that side, cutting in short. So not many penalties. We have fractions of a second in terms of penalties for some of the drivers. Nothing to be too concerned about yet. Current lap leader is Black Death 138.9, and we have Vindaxian with the 138 even. So Vindaxian doesn't look like he's ready to strike quite yet. We'll just flip over to Black here and see what the race leader's up to. As he's whipping around this track. So Black Death driving that Pontiac with that black and red stripe up the middle. Oh, there we are. Yeah, driving a very, very smooth race. Let's go back to the Vindaxian here. Turn off the telemetry. Looks like he's about to make a move on Vindadu on the inside. Vindadu seems acutely aware of that and using his car to block. A little bit of a brake check there. Didn't involve any sort of paint transfer, but something you got to look out for. It's never good to be brake checked. Vindadu losing a bit of momentum. Vindaxian just kind of buying his time, staying close, not looking to be too aggressive here. We are only 6 laps in. So we do have a 5 second separate first and second. So Black Death is out considerably ahead for this early in the race. With an over 5 second advantage. We'll check back with these gentlemen in just a second. Let's take a look at the map again. See where the players are. So we have spread out quite considerably. So Centurio Butts looking to make a move though. He had a bit of a mishap a few laps ago and lost traction and fell back about 4 or 5 spots. So he's made up some time now. He is in striking distance of 2nd place here. So he looks to be very aggressive with Vindaxian and Vindadu. Again, not a huge amount of opportunity on this track to really to pass. It is a very, very narrow track. But we'll see. Vindaxian looking to take advantage of Vendatti hitting the dirt. Vendatti taking that turn just a little bit too aggressively, loses traction, hits the dirt. So Vindaxian is second. We have Centurio Butts in third. So Vindaxian up 5 spots since we saw him spin out before. So quite a considerable comeback. Still a lot of racing happened tonight. So again, penalties on the board. So we have half a second penalty for Black Death. That's currently in first place. He has a 5-second lead, so nothing to be too concerned about. Most of it is fractions of 1 second. Centurio Butts taking that turn very sharp. Looking to possibly take Vindaxian on the outside. Loses momentum there. Breaks a little bit hard. A little bit of paint spread. Looking to take Vindaxian on the inside here. It's aggressive, wide sweeping left turn. Manages to just squeak out in front. So we have Centurio Butts who's managed to I think in just only a few laps take 6th position. So quite incredible. We do have a fight for 7th, 8th, and 9th as GCAV has eyes on Delray here. And Bamuzel, who's currently in 7th. Oh, Delray, not sure what happened there, but he lost control hitting the dirt, almost slamming into the wall. So GCAV taking advantage of that, looking like he has eyes on Bamuzel here to possibly take 7th place. To check back with these gentlemen in just a second. Centurio Butts currently still managing to hold on to his 2nd place lead. Vindaxian right behind him, though. Vendatti's dropped back a few seconds. He had a little bit of a spin out about 1 lap ago. So Centurio Butts is out in front here in 2nd place. Black Death, again, only a half a second penalty. Centurio Butts with a 1/4 second penalty. Nothing too crazy. No major penalties on the board yet. Just a recap of the rules. We do have penalties turned on for track cutting and collisions. So drivers can have penalties. Vindaxian currently our best lap with 138 flat. We just have our best time currently. We do know some drivers are capable of doing 136 on this track, so we haven't even come close to the theoretical maximum of what some of the drivers can do. We know Black Death was able to hit 136 in the pre-race practice laps there, so a little different when you're racing live, but we know that the drivers are more capable than what they're showing us today, and still only just under halfway through the race, so we still have plenty of time. So Black Death does now extended his lead from 5.5 seconds to 6.3 seconds. So he is extending that lead while these drivers are fighting one another for position. Let's go take a look at GCAV here. There's orange Over30Clan racing car, sporting the Over30Clan pride. Whoops. There we go, get the ticker back. So no changes on the best lap, still 138 flat. Let's take a look at 4th place Vendado here. He's fell back actually quite considerably from 2nd and 3rd. There's a bit of a fight here. Still fight between Centurio Butts and Vindaxian for 2nd and 3rd. As Black Death continues to pull ahead slightly. We are halfway through the race now, with only 11 laps to go. Everyone's driving a pretty clean race. Oh, so it appears that Centurio Butts managed to make up some time. He's only 4 seconds behind Black now, so you are seeing them creep up to Black Death here. Let's take a look at Black. He's currently our race leader here. Is Black Pontiac. Looks like we could have our first lap of the night. Noble being one of the newer racers, I think, this season. Again, if you want to check out the Over30Clan, we are at over30clan.com. It's a community for like-minded gamers who are over the age of 30, people with jobs and kids and other life commitments outside of gaming, but we all enjoy. Our favorite pastime is gaming. Do we drift? Yeah, each driver sometimes drifts. We don't have any sort of special races dedicated to drifting, but I think every now and then we do see a pretty sick drift come out of some of the drivers. So Centurio Butts looking like he broke the 138 there, currently running 137.7 as our current best lap time. Yeah, we have a few of the racers on wheels. So we have a few drivers that run wheels. Most of our drivers run controllers. We do have Centurio Butts, who was our season leader. He switched to a wheel last race. So he's only had 2 races worth of wheel practice. But he's currently in 2nd place right now, or 3rd place actually. I think we had a bit of a change here. Oh no, he's pitting. So okay, we have our manual pit. A little bit of a collision. We've had a lot of the problems with the Forza pit collisions. The pit crews aren't looking and seeing what they're doing here, as the drivers are asked to pull ahead or what have you. So we have Black Death and Centurio Butts are both deciding to pit. So that puts Vindaxian in 1st place. I don't think he's currently done a pit yet. So we'll take a look at Vindadu. He's currently in 2nd place. And official Devon Lee, you can always check us out over 30clan.com. We have a application form there if you're interested in joining. We do 2 seasons a year. So we do a summer Forza series and we do a winter series. So we're currently in race number 4 of our winter series. I think it's a total of 14 races this year. The first season we did hand out actual physical trophies. It's pretty cool. We've been doing this for about 3 years now. Or 2 years. 2 years. Let's pop up to Vindaxian, our current race leader. Vape me, daddy. Hey, Trey. This one's for you, buddy. All right? Get your hand out of your pants. The vape god. Man, that is a brutal entry to the pits on this track. Vindaxian scraping up against the wall there. Definitely losing a little bit of time. Let's take a look at Pono, currently in 3rd place. Let's take a look at the map and get a sense for kind of where the drivers are. If I can find out which button's the map. I always press the wrong bloody buttons. There we go. Actually, that was not too bad with the player focus. There we go. So we see, yeah, people are bunched up. We have, whoops, not mean to hit him. So we do have a fight here for 2nd and 3rd, Centurio Butts and Black Death. I think Black did pit. I'm not sure if... I think Centurio Butts is also pitted as well. So we're about... I think half the track is actually pitted so far. As Centurio Butts is looking to make an attack here on Black Death. Is currently our... I believe our race leader, once Vindadu decides to do his pit. So Centurion Butts making one heck of a comeback. I think he was at one point in 7th place. Had a bit of a wipeout there in lap number 4. He's managed to climb all the way back up to, I believe, currently in technically 2nd place, because we have yet to see one driver pit. And just a reminder, it is 21 lap race, 1 pace lap. We do require every driver to at least have 1 pit at any point during the race. We do have tire damage, collision, and everything set to simulation, and fuel set to simulation. So that's why we require every driver to do 1 pit. Black Death hitting the dirt just a little bit, losing a bit of momentum. This is going to give Centurion Butts an opportunity to make up just a little bit more time as he inches forward here on Black Death. So Centurion Butts is just inching forward here on Black Death. Not too far behind. Now, we're going to stay focused on these 2 drivers. I don't think Forza likes me flipping back and forth when I spectate. It does seem to cause a little bit of jitteriness in the feed, so we're going to stay just locked in on these 2, see what the 1st and 2nd place drivers do. So it looks like we did have our older 1st place driver actually complete his pits. Now we have I think the proper order for the top 5. So Black Death currently in 1st place, Centurion Butts right on his ass. And then we have a fight for 3rd between Vindaxian, GKev, and Vendadu. We are about 7 laps away from the end of this race. 6 laps, technically, as Black Death crosses the lap line to signal the 15th lap. Terror Butts inching ever so much closer to Black. Black probably able to see Vindaxian in his rearview mirrors. I think Black runs cockpit view when he races. We do allow the drivers to have any view, but there is discussion about locking drivers into the cockpit view. We're undecided about that. Black hitting the dirt just a little bit, losing a bit of momentum. So Centurion Butts is definitely in striking distance here. He's only 1 car length behind Black. So any sort of mess up from Black here. Although he did lose a little bit of momentum there. Almost spun off the track. Centurion Butts 137.7. Oh, Centurion Butts again. Losing his momentum, unfortunately. 6 laps to go. I think he's going to lose about 4 seconds on Black because of that mishap. It's just unfortunate. Vindaxian looks like he's now in striking distance to 2nd place. Let's see Centurion Butts in his eyes. As he rounds this curve here. So we are 5 laps away from the end of this race, so not too much time. So you see the drivers, I think, be a bit more aggressive. And Centurion Butts and GKev are currently our season leaders with 21 points total between the 2. Looks like Black Death is hitting a little bit of a roadblock here with Delray and Bamuzel. Looking like he's going to have to lap them and continue his momentum. So he manages to get ahead of Bamuzel there, who spun off the track slightly. Delray looking like he's giving time and space to Black Death. So the drivers are in a Discord channel, so they are communicating with one another. So we want to try to avoid any sort of unnecessary collisions, especially between last place and first place drivers during maneuvers like that. So they do give each other some time and space to make sure that they're not messing up each other's race, although mishaps do happen. As we see Centurion Butts now navigating the Bemusel Delray course here, and he again hits the dirt, loses some momentum. So he is again running a wheel. This is only his second race this season running the wheel, so it's something he's, I guess, making adjustments to. Vendaxian now within striking distance of second place here on Centurio Butts. As we come around the last turn of lap number 16. 4 laps to go here. Race number 4. So the drivers are jamming up a little bit here with the last place driver, Centurio Butts, looking to avoid the collision with Bam. Vendaxian right on his ass. So we'll have to take a look at the penalties when they flash up there on the ticker. Seems to be a fight here for 4th place as Vendati is making a move here on GKev. Black Death has about a 5-second lead on Centurio, but currently in a very comfortable first place with only 4 laps to go. So we'll see this fight here between Vendatu and GKev. GKev pulling ahead here. So we are on 2.5 laps to go, or two and like 3/4 laps to go. Black Death does have a comfortable lead. I think Centurio Butts has cut the time distance down to about 4.5 seconds. As Vendatu is looking to get around Bemusel here and attack GKev for 4th place. GKev currently one of our point leaders at 21 points, along with Centurio Butts, who will pull ahead if he manages to keep that 2nd place position. Not a terrible showing for his 2nd race with a wheel. That's Centurio Butts, that is. You see, I think, U4 there off the track. Well, Bemusel actually is off the track, an unfortunate set of events. Vendaxian looking to make a move here on Centurio Butts. Definitely within striking distance. U4 losing a bit of control on a comfortable 8th place. Managed to stay on the track. Vendaxian caught behind U4. Centurio Butts losing a bit of momentum there on the dirt. One and 3/4 laps to go here, race number 4. Manages to get around U4 quite easily there. Within striking distance of Centurio, only a few car lengths behind. But I think there will be a fight here for 2nd and 3rd place. Black Death, I think, with a comfortable lead of about, I would guess, about 3.5 to 4 seconds. It's a very comfortable position for him with only 1.5 laps to go. Noble unable to complete the race and is off to the side there. We're having some slight graphical problems. Forza does not like me switching between cars for an hour straight. A lot of little quirks with Forza, unfortunately. But at least we haven't had any disconnects this season. It's been a pretty stable game for the most part. So Vendatti is still fighting with GKev. Looks like he's also within striking distance. We'll have to check on that as well. Looks like he might be making a move here, so let's go ahead and switch to Vendatti, who is right next to GKev. Let's see if he makes a move. So we're down to, I guess, 1 3/4 laps now, sorry. 1 3/4 laps now, with lap number 20 on its way. GKev passing Del Rey. Vendatti looking to make a move here. Being very aggressive. Understands there's not much time left. Centurio Butt still in second place, Vendaxian in third. GKev in fourth, Vendatti in fifth, Pono in sixth, Fat Attack in seventh, Euphoria in eighth, Del Rey in ninth, Mamuzel in 10th, Noble in 11th, with some definite car issues as he's limping around the track. All right, so we're on our final lap. So let's go ahead and take a look at Black Death as he crosses the finish line. So lap number 21, Black Death out in front with a comfortable lead. Did about a 4-second lead currently. Centurio Butts in second, Vendaxian in third within striking distance. We'll have to be very aggressive on this last lap if he's looking to make a move. Black Death just looking to maintain his first place position. Taking advantage of that excellent pulling position this week from his mishap of that 3-car pileup last week. If you want to see the clip, we do have it on in our clip section there. So it appears Centurio Buzz has pulled ahead of Vendaxian just a little bit. Hopefully enough to maintain his position for the rest of the race. GKev in fourth, Vendatti in a close fifth, but only half a lap to go. Not sure if it's enough time to make that up. Pono in sixth, Fat Attack in seventh, U4 in eighth, Del Rey in ninth, and Bamuzel in 10th, and Noble unable to finish, unfortunately. Having some major car trouble. Black Death coming around the last wide sweeping right turn. So Black Death will take first place here on race number 4. Congratulations, Black Death. Followed by Centurio Butts and Vendaxian, who will take second and third respectively. So congratulations for those two. Centurio Butts will be our point leader for the season once again. GKev currently in 4th place. He's currently tied with 21 points. Will probably drop down to 2nd place this season. Vendatti in 5th, but in striking distance, but not too much track to go. So he will most likely remain in 5th place. GKev will be in 4th. Pono in a very comfortable 6th. Fat Attack in a comfortable 7th. Euphoria in a comfortable 8th. Del Rey in a comfortable 9th. Bamuzel in a comfortable 10th, and Noble unable to finish, unfortunately. Yep. Had some definite car troubles, unfortunately. So we'll head it over here to Bamuzel. Lunch out the rest of the race, and we'll just jump in with the drivers here and have a little discussion.
Well, there's your first problem, yeah.
So congratulations, Black.
Thank you. I have to put some extra deodorant on now and change his shirt.
And maybe his pants.
Baloney
Valley rings the size of Montana.
Oh yeah, I was pulling ahead, and then Centurion kept gaining, and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be tough. And then unfortunately had a couple mishaps, and I'm like, okay, all I gotta do is stay consistent. And
Nice job, Pano. I thought I might have caught you at some point, and then I just kept messing up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to stay in my zone.
Yeah, so it looks like Centurio Butts will pull into first place for the season with that second place finish. So congratulations.
Thank you. I was hoping to beat Black, but I kept on losing it at the same spot. Just could not stay with him.
Yeah, I think I caught all the times you did that like snake move, right? And went left to right, and kind of lost control. So we'll have to clip those and shove it in your face all season.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll remind you over and over. We'll have a conversation about that next race for sure. Let's get in your head, you know?
I was hoping the no penalties would win it this time, but not quite.
And I still have the clean streak. Yes.
really,
You know,
Yeah.
hey, we can go ahead and end it,
Wow.
man. We don't have to wait the whole 5 minutes.
It's
if
like
everybody else is
1
done.
or 2 minutes left, so I mean, just
That's
let it
alright.
go.
Yeah, let me put in the points here.
Jesus, Noble.
Dude,
Didn't
I
try.
had gotten up to 8th, and then when I hit the wall, and then that was it, man.
That sucks, dude.
So I guess it's time to pick our next track, eh?
Eh?
For next week? Pick the next track for next week?
Eh?
Huh?
Eh?
Huh? Huh?
Eh?
Huh? Sorry. Do I need to convert to American for you? Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Man, where is that track list that you had all nice and pasted? There it is.
Yeah, it's pinned.
Check the pins, mod.
Bennett.
Man, Butts, with like one more penalty, you would have lost that second place. Jeez.
Yeah, it was close.
That's close. Yeah, that's super close.
Yeah, the first time I cut that chicane turn, it gave me half a second, and then I cut the 2 turns right before the one before it and it gave me a quarter and another quarter. I'm like, oh shit.
Did we do Road America? Was that the first race?
We did Road
First-
Atlanta.
Wrote it.
Road Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah.
Whatever, it's in America.
Truth.
Are there any racetracks in Canada?
Are you guys ready for the wheel?
Completely
They'll be open,
ignored
like, 3
that.
weeks a year,
Yeah,
right?
you did.
With the weather up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, give us the wheel.
And next week's track will be Go Fuck Yourself, you four. Yay!
No!
Maple Valley Raceway.
Awesome.
Woo!
Ooh.
Look at that, we got
Maple
clapping and
Valley
everything.
sounds Canadian. I wonder how that worked. He was like, yeah, I'll show you.
Yes, we do have a lot of tracks. One of my favorite tracks is called Mossport. I go there and you can camp out on the turns. And I went there for a bunch of like super bikes and stuff. It was pretty cool. Except for when you drink all night long and you wake up at like 5 a.m. and they're practicing their super bike running. And you're right by one of the main turns and the super bikes are louder than anything on the planet. And that's a fun experience. I actually puked my guts out because of the noise. Not because I was hungover. I was hungover, but the noise put me over the edge.
It didn't help.
It did not help. No. I skipped breakfast. Yeah, it was pretty terrible. But anyway, congratulations, Black. That was an awesome race. Centurio Butts, congratulations for claiming back first place this season. So not doing too bad, considering you've only had 2 races with the wheel. Black, I guess your 400 laps of practice helped you this season, right? And a special shout out to Vindaxian for his awesome tune. So with the tune master Vindaxian here at the Over30Clan. But I will be signing off. So congrats, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Wait.
What do you want to say, you
What
for?
about my congratulations? My first freaking race.
Yay! First race you actually finished. Congratulations. I think it was
Yeah, you did
eighth place,
good.
respectable 8th place.
No more you tried cake.
Yeah, and you seem a lot happier after this race than last race. Last race you were down in the dumps, man. I was worried about you.
He drank too much.
Yeah, it's trashed.
Good lord.
All right, so don't drink and drive is the you heard it here first in the Over30Clan. Okay, all right, I'll sign off, guys. Good job tonight, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
All
Thanks
right.
for the Opry. Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.
Cool. So thank you everyone for checking us out. Happy Valentine's Day to you and your loved ones or stuffed animal or pet or whoever the heck you want to celebrate Valentine's Day with. We're glad that we were sort of part of it. So that was race number 4 here at the Over30Clan. Race number 5 next week will be Maple Valley Raceway. So feel free to check us out. We do have the pre-race show at 10:30 sharp with myself. We'll be interviewing some of the drivers, discussing what car, what sort of tunes are running, any sort of other information from the previous week. If you want to check out the Over30Clan, you can check us out at over30clan.com. Thank you for everyone who has followed us and supported the channel. All proceeds for the Over30Clan's Twitch channel does go directly to the Over30Clan clan. So it helps us pay for our website hosting, our game server rentals, some giveaways for the clan, and you can check our podcast out on SoundCloud. We actually lay out exactly what our expenses are in the clan. We're very transparent with where the money goes, so you can check us out there. If you're interested in joining the Over30Clan, you can check us out at over30clan.com. We are a gaming community dedicated to the older generation of gamers, coin-op feeding, Mario Kart playing, pioneers of the internet, so feel free to check us out there. We also have a blog page. You can check us out at blog.over30clan.com, where our community members contribute to various game and hardware for video gaming reviews. So feel free to check us out. We do support all consoles, and we are predominantly PC. And we have, multiple thousand members. So if you are an older generation gamer and you want a place to call home, and you like to play with people who have similar commitments in life as you do, and gaming being your main hobby but not your main focus, feel free to check us out at over30clan.com to apply. And we'll see you guys here hopefully next week, 10:30 sharp on Friday, for the race number 5 Maple Valley Raceway. So take care, and thanks for joining.